Hello friends, I'm Prabhjot, your occupational therapist, and today we are going to do part 2 of sensory activities that you can practice with your child at home, which will help them to turn their sensory play into meaningful play. First activity is use any kind of dried pasta. Dried rainbow rice you can use, if not normal rice, because the child might not be interested in them, or you can use any kind of lentils that are available in your house, the raw ones. There are three forms in which you can help the child to work with them. First is scooping it with the hand, with a single hand or with both the hands, picking small bits of it with the finger so that they transfer it into a jar, or they can also try to scoop it using a spoon. All kids love to play with water, and that is where we introduce our water sensory bin in a very simple manner. Turn it into a pouring activity. So the pouring can be done either using a spoon where the child can transfer it to fill an ice tray, or the child can do it by pouring from a jug or from a glass into smaller glasses or cups that are available in your house, so that the child also learns that they need to stop when it is full. Thirdly, ice cube games are really interesting for the children to play, because I've heard many parents tell me our kid loves to open the fridge or the freezer and try to look into it. They touch inside, they like that cold air on their face. It means we can incorporate ice cubes as part of the sensory play by asking them to slide it with a finger on a tray or on a chopping board you can use. Secondly, they can try to slide it down so that they can see how it melts and how the water changes. And thirdly, you can add paint to it so that it leaves a colorful mark wherever the ice cube moves, and they can observe it melting. The sense of smell is so underutilized in therapy, underestimated in therapy. Smell sense is so important. Even if you look at aspects like the child eating or for toilet training, smells make so much sense because the child understands there is a bad smell around, or with the good food, the cooking, how the food is being cooked, there is a good smell around. Utilize smell in this way. Let the child understand when you're cooking, get them in the kitchen so they can smell the food and they feel like eating. They understand when they are hungry. So they understand, I am hungry with that. In a similar way, try to work with bad smells also. So, for example, if you take the child to the bathroom and you feel the child might like scents over there, so spread out some good smells. Or whenever the child is going to put something in the dustbin, then the child understands that it is dirty, it has a bad smell in it. And if you keep your wet and dry waste separately, the wet waste specifically will have a bad smell. So let them understand how good and bad smells work. Playing with dishes, spoons in the kitchen is an excellent activity, because in that you can work on three important skills with the child. If you have colorful dishes in the house, use them for sorting purpose. If you think your child does not imitate really, start utilizing the game. Let's put the glass straight. Let's put it upside down. Let's put a spoon in the glass. Let's take two glasses now. Let's put the glass in the dish, in the bowl. And thirdly, try to involve your child in collecting these items together, like a stack of plates, a stack of tumblers, or a collection of spoons that they need to carry to the dinner table, so that they understand how to coordinate this activity. If they drop something, they notice that they have to pick it up and place it back again on the table. Sensory play at home for autistic children is extremely important, and that is why I'm going to cover more of such activities for you in the future videos. But I would really want you to practice them regularly. Make it part of the sensory diet, because trust me, sensory diet does not mean only giving pressure and ball movements to the child. Sensory play means much more than that. Sensory diet means much more than that, because your eventual goal is not for your child to stop doing things, stop some behaviors, but to make them more meaningful. I hope you liked this video. Please like it, subscribe to the channel for more videos related to child development. Also, please add any queries or suggestions in the comment section which I can cover in the future videos. And don't forget to share so that maximum parents benefit from it. We'll meet again. Bye.